jump up all the way to 19 quintillion degrees Celsius.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Hello.
19
Oh, are we live?
quintillion.
Yeah, we're live.
Good to know.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You're echoing
It isn't my stream, but that's wow. Okay. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
19 quintillion degrees Celsius, exceeding the temperatures that are thought to have been in existence at the very earliest point in time of the universe. And this person thinks that such a temperature increase and a yield of 1.2 trillion kilotons can be focused through training and meditation to be used for healing.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I would say you're healing something in that you can heal according to Bruce Lipton, a normal human could heal a normal human in St. Louis could heal 3/4 of the entire contiguous United States, but they can only do it once. And then all of a sudden you have a mantle revealing hole in the crust, and the entire hot molten interior of the planet spills out from that hole in the crust, and the planet deflates like a fucking basketball.
Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah, me too. I can't imagine numbers that large, but but they're big. I know that.
Jared actually said that what I was having there would be on the order of Krypton from DC. Yeah.
Now that I'm more familiar with.
According to a single human, according to Bruce Lipton, is a cyclonic torpedo.
Okay. No. Just no. That's ridiculous.
Now, like I said, woo scenarios that destroy the world.
Yeah. But the thing is, Lipton can believe that all he wants, and it's not actually going to destroy the world, because it's just patently not true. So, that's nice.
I mean, obviously, but I like to calculate things one of my things is when I come across this new thing, and I want to see what the implications of it are, I'll run the numbers just because I can.
Yeah, well, no, that's admirable.
And I'm sorry, I'm hearing it. One of the things was when I calculated the actual amount of force of a Lovelace. For those of you who don't know, that's a unit of measurement to describe how much something sucks.
Seriously?
Yeah. But
I've never heard that before.
It's mostly used by sysadmins. It's measured as the amount of force it takes to draw a round ball weighing each troy ounces down a tube it fits exactly in air at a speed of pi attoparsecs per microfortnight.
Okay, I've only heard it used as a surname. So, hang on. Are you guys hearing that echo too?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I closed
Linda,
out my thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about it. I'm wearing earbuds.
Oh, that's probably because I have my audio turned up. How's this?
Oh. Hello, testing. That's that. There we go. That's better. Thank you.
Sorry, that was on me.
No, it's
I have my
okay.
speakers on.
That's okay. It's easy to do.
Pi attoparsecs per microfortnight. And basically I said, okay, so if I calculate it out, the force of a Lovelace is approximately 670-something dynes.
I'm sorry, what is a dyne?
I think it's like 1/10,000th of a Newton or 100,000th of a Newton or something along those lines. But still, I actually calculated it out. It's like, this is interesting. I want to see how much this actually is. And
no, it sounds
another
interesting.
one of those woo scenarios that I calculated.
I never got that far in math, so I'm sorry.
Another one of the woo scenarios I actually ran the numbers for was Hovind's ideas for the flood.
Yeah.
And so far, I have two scenarios computed out. First, the hydroplate one, which basically turns every single plate on Earth into a massive freaking caldera akin to Yellowstone. Yeah,
Yep,
I
because
can
the
only
water's boiled out
imagine
from the
what
earth.
happens when steam, hot, boiling steam, shoots out of the ground at more than the speed of sound, generating friction temperatures hot enough to melt rock. And what do you think's going to happen when all of that pressure keeping the water liquid, even at those superheated temperatures, just suddenly goes away as the water basically vents up through the cracks in the Earth's crust? All that water flashes into steam and gets ejected out the sides, out the fault lines, and all of a sudden the pressure holding the plates up is gone, and the plates crash into the asthenosphere, and every single plate on the Earth gets liquefied in an instant.
Ow.
Okay, so that was a rhetorical question. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, Hoven's an idiot. Well, he's actually a con man.
His ice meteor idea, though, when I calculated that a 200-kilometer wide cube of ice would smash into the Earth with enough energy to generate a fireball that covers the entire fucking planet. That is a planet cracker. Any one of Hoven's ideas for the flood instantly results in the sterilization of the planet. Like I said, I calculate woo scenarios that destroy the planet.
Drink!
Okie dokie.
Just for a Amiga Nuts Road. So
sorry for monopolizing that part of the show.
My career doesn't mandate that I have to count past 4.
No. Exactly. So what have everyone been up to this week?
Trying not to be horribly depressed, and I was on Godless Granny's panel this morning about racism and police brutality, and that was rough. It was just rough because it's a rough topic.
Yeah.
And it went really well, but it's a rough topic, so it's just nice to be somewhere a little lighter as a palate cleanser. Yeah, I mean, all of that we needed to talk about it, but it's
I was there. That was a weighty conversation.
It was, yeah. Oh, it's National Cheese Day and National Moonshine Day. Who comes up with this shit?
I don't know.
I really want to know. It's like, you hear about this stuff, and I'm like, no one asked me. I didn't vote on this. Who? It's so weird. I get the
Moonshine Day.
Yeah, it's Moonshine. It's National Moonshine Day, which frankly should not be a thing. I think that's a little dangerous. I live in the South. I've tasted moonshine. It's weird and dangerous.
I took a pass on that when I was in the South.
Yeah, well done. It's a good idea to take a pass on it.
I was playing in a blues band in Virginia, and as we were packing up and the bar was closing, this guy opens up a Hellman's mayonnaise jar. It's like, "You boys want some rye shine?" It's like, yeah, I'll pass. I could, it was burning my eyes from 6 feet away.
Oh, yeah. This was kept in old milk jugs that have been rinsed out and I assume clean, although I'm sure the moonshine killed anything that might have been in there. Anyway, and I did I slowly drank a small shot of it, so it was 1 ounce, and I was like, okay, that is all of that I need ever. I was like, wow, it's like I just used half a bottle of Listerine or something.
Hey!
No. What you want to use moonshine for is rocket fuel.
There you go. Yeah, or a serious cleanser. Like if you really just need to clean the crap out of something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
rocket
the
fuel.
moon landing denialist that I'm arguing with right now came up with five quote-unquote solid pieces of evidence that would prove that we went there, and the fact that none of these exist proves we haven't been to the moon, or for some odd reason. And I'm going to tell him flat out that any one of his five solid pieces of evidence, quote-unquote, would be either A, prohibitively expensive, B, prohibitively heavy, C, technologically impossible, D, a level of nutwatery that no sane steely-eyed missile man would dare attempt, or E, any combination of the above.
Nice.
Hi,
I have a brother who doesn't believe we went to the moon, and he was alive at the time. Hi, Crazy Catnap. Sorry. Hey.
Hi, Crazy Catnip. It's nice to finally meet you.
Shadow Kitty! How do you not believe we went to the moon? We
I don't
went
know,
to the
honey.
moon.
I know.
I was homeschooled and I believe we went to the moon.
I know.
We went to the moon.
Did you hear the woo calculating I was doing earlier?
I did not.
Basically, I calculated 3 woo scenarios recently. The hydroplates, which resulted in the plates of the Earth liquefying from impact with the asthenosphere. The Hovind ice meteor idea, which resulted in a fireball that swallowed the planet. And the Bruce Lipton 70 trillion volt human idea, which resulted in a yield 10 times that of the Chicxulub impactor.
Yeah. Or would if any of them were factual. Which I realized was implied with woo. I just felt...
Why?
I don't know.
But why?
Why do I calculate that?
No, why does it exist for you to have to calculate it?
Because people will believe dumb shit.
Yeah. Because people like Kent Hovind and others put forth these notions.
I was just gonna say because stupid.
Kent Hovind, get him out of here. You'd have been on fire.
That word is banned for my...
I've got an even better reason. Because people like Kent Hovind like to fleece gullible people of their hard-earned cash.
Yes, he does. That's his brand. Right there. Piece of garbage.
Mister, I didn't pay taxes and I had to spend 10 years in jail for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a funny one for you. You might like this. The same brother that doesn't believe... Now, by the way, my other siblings are not like this. There's just the one. But the same brother that doesn't believe that we landed on the moon also lives in a state where climate change is incredibly observable and doesn't believe that we have anything to do with it.
Los Angeles?
I'm not going to say, just because, I tell people all the time, I live in Memphis, this person does not. Beyond that, I'm not going to say anything else just because, I'm an angry atheist on the internet. People don't need to know where my siblings are. He's an idiot, but I still love him.
I'm a science-loving Christian on the internet.
Oh, that's nice.
And somehow I feel like everyone in this room is either atheists or was a Christian and are now atheists.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
Southern Baptist, but am no longer that.
Yeah. Oh, Southern Baptist. I'm sorry, darling.
I'm not sure what denomination I was, so I just default to Christian with no denomination.
Non-denominational Christians can be really awesome. I'm sorry, that came out a little weird, but yeah, it's nice when you for me, I like it when I meet a Christian who doesn't feel like they have a party line to toe, they're not wrapped up in dogma, basically. So
I wear my opinions out on my sleeves.
Which is also nice.
And I think Jeranism is a reprehensible individual.
Oh, Jeranism? Oh, yeah. I have some opinions, but they're not informed enough because I want to beat my head against a wall every time they speak. So I haven't listened to a lot.
I think I'm going to keep it that way.
Well, we're getting into the flat Earth and other wooey weird stuff genre of thing. Hey, Crazy Cat, you all right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kept seeing you holding your head, and I thought maybe you had a headache or something.
Not this time.
Yay! Yeah, sorry, I did. That wasn't meant to make you feel self-conscious or anything like that.
Oh no,
You're awesome.
thank you. I'm trying to figure out if my child is going to be awake or if she's going to sleep somewhere.
Oh, she
Like,
is so good.
I just put her down for a nap. That's what made me late. I was trying to get her snuggled up for a nap.
You showed her to us on a stream once, and she's adorable.
She's riding. She's around lots of places where I am.
That was probably good at this stage.
Yeah, he's playing. What's he playing?
Jiminy Christmas Child. She started screaming. I don't know if you guys heard that. She's like in the other room screaming around. Like that's not an upset scream. That's a hey, Mom!
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's definitely an attention scream.
but he's playing the Star Wars MMO right now. That's what
Oh
he's playing.
God,
Ooh.
Battlefront.
No, the MMO, not Battlefront. It's Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, I loved Knights of the Old Republic.
It's what, baby?
It's just the Old Republic.
Oh, it's just the Old
The
Republic.
MMO.
Oh, it's not okay.
The Old
I played Knights of way many years ago, and it was
I
awesome.
play Fallout 4 and Skyrim.
Oh, I love Skyrim. Skyrim rocks.
Of course, well, let's just say I've modded the game.
To do what?
I'd tell you, but then I'd get you all demonetized.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for not saying that.
Is this stream monetized?
I don't know. My channel isn't. That's for sure.
Nope. That's not gonna happen.
Well, I still don't want to get my story but booted off of YouTube.
That is also fair.
If it is monetized, you need to let me know beforehand because F-bombs fly out of my mouth.
Me too.
And that's not a thing that they like very much.
I'm known
You don't like-
by
you don't
Lavender
like
Lady as
Bombardier.
the Bombardier.
They
You've
don't like
probably
F-bombs
seen
or
me on
babies.
movie night
Yeah.
during my more anger-laced moments.
Oh.
That was mildly put.
I know
Was that an
Linda's seen some
understatement?
of my more angry moments.
Ooh, yeah. I got scared.
Oh no.
There are a couple of times where I actually had to mute the microphone during Russian vids, during the one Russian vids video
Oh, Russian vids. No.
when he was sitting there saying that the Challenger was a hoax.
Oh my god. It might have been Russian vids. I'm not sure. But the first time that I just happened to wander unknowingly into the living room, and Junk Shop was watching Fight the Flat Earth debate with a flat earther, and I started to laugh, and then I was listening, and I said, "Wait a minute, are they serious? Is the other guy serious? He thinks the Earth is flat? That's a real thing?" And Junk Shop was like, "Oh yeah, it is. There's a whole community of them," and I was like, "No," and they said, "Yeah," and then I took a picture of my face because it was basically that. I just couldn't. I was like, come on. I spent 14 years as a teacher and this happens. I can't.
Does Junk
No.
Shop watch movie night with Cy Strike or something?
I don't know. Junk Shop, do you watch movie night with Cy Strike?
No, I never.
Well, now Cy
Side
Strike.
Oh.
I've heard wonderful things about it, but I never have.
Okay, they just said they never have, but they've heard wonderful things about it and have not, and just haven't made it yet. Because, yeah, so apparently they're interested. They just haven't gotten around to it.
Cool.
When all these social restrictions are eased up, at some point I'm going to have an opportunity to spend an afternoon with Cy Strikeling and Sean.
Oh, cool.
We're like Cy was like, he lived 2 miles from me.
Yeah.
So, and when I talked to her on Twitter, like, we could talk about, hey, I was out at Sandy Hook today. She goes, oh, I had some great pictures that I took there last time I was there. So, like, we're basically from the same neighborhood. We just haven't had the opportunity to become
Sandy Hook, right?
Sandy Hook, New Jersey, not the Sandy Hook the school was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A little bit of confusion there on my part. My bad.
No, that's fair. That's that's the first thing I think that's the first place where a lot of our minds go, when we hear that.
Now, yeah. Its official term is
there will be some
Gateway
people
Park.
who make unsavory claims about it. To which my response is, to anyone who makes those crisis actor claims, they are morally reprehensible individuals.
Agreed.
Ooh, we're breaking out the big boy words. Why are we breaking out big boy words?
Because morally reprehensible is it's more deserved than just shithead. Like, shithead is too random and can be applied too liberally. People who say that people who lost their children and children who lost their friends are being crisis actors are absolutely morally reprehensible, and I think your word choice is excellent, and I say that as a former English teacher. I can speak sometimes.
But
I agree.
shithead is so easier to say.
It is easier to say, but it doesn't encompass the level of their cuntiness as well.
How about a massive shithead?
A massive shit. Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, I might call, somebody I love a massive shithead, jokingly or even like in a semi-serious moment. Like, that was a massive shithead thing to say, right? Something like that. But I wouldn't call them morally reprehensible.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Language is a living thing.
I do not like Russian Fist. I will put it out there right now. I do not like him.
No, I don't either. He's not a force for good and for science education at all.
Let me put it this way. He is a morally reprehensible individual.
There you go.
I prefer the term douchebag.
Yeah, douchebag is good. Douchebag is good. I even like the adjective form, douchebaggery. That's kind of cool.
That's a good one, yeah.
It's the act of being a douchebag.
Yeah. You know what? I want to do, Shadow Kitty? I really want to hug my mom. I haven't seen my parents since March, and they don't live that far, so that's very unusual. Like they live very close, and yeah, I really want to just hug the shit out of my mom. But I haven't. I've been avoiding them because they're in the high risk. They're in by 2 factors high risk categories. So
that's sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we talk a lot.
I have seen my mom and visited her, and he has visited me.
Oh, good.
And yes,
well, your country did things better. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And we have hugged.
That's very cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
My husband opened the door to go in the nursery to get the baby, and he goes, FBI, open up! I can imagine she just looked at him like, what?
What?
Why do you have an upside down baby?
Am I doing it right?
Yes, I think you're doing it right.
Oh, hey.
I think you're doing it right.
All right. Time for the real show stealer.
Are you so excited?
She sees the pretzel.
You can't have mommy's pretzels, but you can have your own snacks.
There
You
you
could have
go.
mommy's pretzels if you had teeth, but you've got one and it's like barely coming in.
Hey, kiddo!
Hey, sweetheart. Says the middle-aged smoker with no children. This is why I get to enjoy other people's. I'm just like, oh,
You
cute.
get to see everybody all on.
I'm not
Oh, I know.
I'm not middle-aged, I'm not a smoker, but I still don't.
No, that's fair. And fair and good not being a smoker. Don't do that. It's stupid. But I've got 9 nieces and nephews, so and 1 great nephew, so I'm covered. But yeah, I love my friends' kids
cousins.
too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a great something or other. I don't know if it's a nephew or niece. But I'm that far up. You know, it's like your great Uncle Nels.
Gender is a social construct anyway. We just use it as an identifier because it's like one of the first things. The sex is an identifier because it's the first thing we know about them. Like
Question.
Length, weight, sex. Okay.
I've got a bit of a question now that I think about it. How do you identify whether someone is a great or just a regular relative?
Well, my nieces and nephews are the children of my brothers and sisters, and when my oldest nephew, the son of my brother, and he and his wife had a baby, that baby is my great nephew. So I like my parents or his great grandparents.
Would that be a great nephew or something?
No, that's a great nephew. Just like my parents are his father's grandparents, and they're his great grandparents. If my parents were a great grandparents, that would mean that the little baby now would be grown up and having, and his children would be their great grandchildren, or my great nephew. But yeah.
So confusing.
It can be.
Says the guy who's
Again, Roman
mathematically
Catholic,
calculating
lots of family.
calderas.
Do you want some snack? Even though you just had snacks before you went down for like your 2.5 minute nap? Have some snack.
Are those alphabet crackers?
These? No. These are crunchies. Flavor.
Sorry, I screamed at Shadow Kitty's. Is that the frost monster from the old Christmas thing?
It's Baby Shark. Do.
Oh
No.
Okay, never mind. That's adorable.
I heard enough of that song the year prior to her being born that me and my husband agreed that anybody, even family that tried to sing that song to her, was getting disowned. So, no. Also, no Sesame Street.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but
My husband
I liked
hates
it.
Sesame Street. So,
No, well,
I hate it. I'm just tired of it.
it felt. I knew they had an agenda. That was the problem. Like in first grade, our teacher was. By the late afternoon, she was too harried to keep teaching, so she'd turn on Sesame Street, and that was the last hour of the day, or half hour of the day was watching Sesame Street, and I knew it was trying to be educational, but it was being sneaky about it, and that bugged me, so I didn't like it. But I loved the Muppet Show, and I loved certain characters off of Sesame Street, like like Oscar the Grouch was my favorite.
Snuffleupagus will always be my favorite.
Oh, Snuffleupagus, yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
His giant eyelashes.
I know, right? They're so great. That probably cemented some of my love for practical effects and puppeteering and
Probably.
in TV and film. Okay, she's so freaking cute.
Is
I'm
Brainbox
done.
singing Sesame Street or?
Possibly. I'm not gonna.
Hi.
Hi.
It's good.
You know, it's good for.
Further away from the mic.
Sunny
It's good for the lung
days
development.
chasing the clouds.
Yeah, but it's not good for the headphone-wearing people that are probably listening.
Well, thank you. As someone with earbuds in, I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Because see, I'm used to it. Like my headset, everything, what I say and everything that my mic hears goes through my headset, so I can also hear it. So when she screams, my ears hurt.
Oh.
So
Okay,
I know
fair.
that it's hurting everyone else too, but I'm used to it.
Oh, she's trying to form words. This is amazing.
Do you have snacks?
Such a great stage.
I'm so happy. I love you.
Can she see the screen?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna keep the cigarette off the screen. I know she's too young to remember, but I don't care. It makes me feel bad.
It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, but still.
All of my friends that know us in real life are placing bets that our first word's going to be fuck.
one of my nephews picked up shit from his father fairly early, and I was taking him, and so my brother and his two sons, after his first divorce, they were all living with my parents and I was still in high school.
Mhm.
And so I took my nephew to the grocery store with me one day because I don't know why, but they wanted me to take him too. And, I have my license and stuff. They were like, go get this list of stuff and take that one with you. Okay.
Mhm.
So I went, and he's in the cart, and he's made a song, and he's just singing shit, 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 shit. So I'm 17 years old in Tennessee, very conservative area, and I'm not only getting the stink eye because I look like a teenage mom, but I'm getting the stink eye because apparently I can't raise my child right because he knows a curse word. And I'm like, I didn't do it. He's not mine.
He's not mine. I stole him.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I didn't. That was all what I wanted to say, but couldn't. It was just so uncomfortable.
Someone is 15 days from being a whole year old.
Ooh.
No, it's not you, husband. You're 15 days from being a whole dad for a year.
Yeah.
Aww. Oh, and Father's Day is coming up too.
Mm-hmm.
Is this his first one?
Yep.
Here
Aww.
it's tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Father's
Very
Day
cool.
is tomorrow. First Father's Day without a dad.
I know. I didn't want to say anything unless you brought it up, but I'm sorry.
I'm sending you love.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about you when somebody mentioned Father's Day earlier, and I thought about you, Linda, and I was like, oh. And then I thought about me because I'm very me-centric, and I thought, that's gonna suck. The first Father's Day without my dad is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But
Hi.
If you're happy and you
so
know
anyway.
clap your hands.
Oh,
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
sorry, that was so cute.
I'm not gonna do it. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Well done. Good job, sweetheart.
She loves to clap her hands, and she does this when she's excited too.
Oh, I love that.
She either claps or she shakes her hands. It's her way of excitement.
My nephew's wife, the mother of my great nephew, taught the baby like they were working on speech and stuff. Of course, he's 2 now, so he's a year older than your little girl, and but they taught him the baby sign language initially. So he'd make sounds, and then he would do things with his hands that let you know exactly what he wants. It was amazing. It was so cool because what I saw with the other ones when they were little was they would get very frustrated when they couldn't communicate exactly what they wanted, and I didn't see any of that with him. So it was really fascinating.
They especially get frustrated when you ask them, what do you want? And they can't tell you. And they're trying to tell you, and you keep asking them, what do you want? They
Hey
get
guys, I'm back.
Hey.
hello.
Oh, didn't notice you were gone.
My grandma decided to show up and things of that nature.
Fun.
Bless
The
you.
unannounced visit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, hopefully you muted the stream because there was some cursing and such.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a lot, but
Well, my grandma just really all she needed was to deal with the sunglasses, I think.
okay. Cool.
Good. That's not nice. Give me a warning first so I can mute our mic. Jeez. You don't want this right now? Okay, I'll leave it.
So Linda, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good. I
You're
get to
coping with
produce.
Yeah, you do, and thank you so much. I really don't know what we'd do without you at the moment, and we are saving for a new computer, and we're getting closer to that goal. Here's the thing. I'm afraid and I don't have a good reason for this. You know, I have a return to work date next month. And so assuming that all goes well and I get to go back to my job, we have the money to get a computer, but I can't spend it yet because in case I get laid off instead of furloughed. So I'm just having to be, because as you know, my country has not handled the pandemic well. We're responsible for about a third of the deaths.
No.
Yay, we're number one in deaths from a single country. So so given that, I things are still the future is murky, let's put it that way. So I've got to be careful. But we will, as soon as we can, we will get a decent machine, and then people won't, across the world won't have to produce for us anymore. But I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
I like it.
Oh, good. Good. If you hated it, that would be a bummer. If you're like, oh, well, then you shouldn't do it anymore. You're my friend. I don't want to put you through things you don't like.
Yeah, I liked it so much. I even did a background for Junk Shop.
Yeah, I saw that, and you put the smite counter up there. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun. Okay, so I feel like we're excluding. I'm excluding people by talking about a very particular stream. So I'm just gonna say thank you again, Linda, and let's move on. What's going on with everybody else?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, the one of you.
Yeah.
Have you left the house?
Not much.
I
I leave the house, but I don't go more than a block or two. Oh, yeah, I went 6 blocks away the other day to get a lottery ticket.
Ooh, and you came back in one piece.
I came back in one piece, yeah.
Good.
Was it a good walk? Good constitutional?
Not hardly what I usually walk 3 or 4 miles a day every day, because we have a boardwalk down here. And that's what we do around here. We walk down the boardwalk for miles and look at the ocean.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been doing that since March.
Right, me neither. And it shows. I'm keeping the phone at the best possible angle right now. But I have put on some quarantine weight for sure, and it's uncomfortable and really irritating. I don't like it.
Yeah, I put on some quarantine weight. I weigh more than I did when I was 9 months pregnant.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I weigh more than I've ever weighed in my life at this moment. And it's kind of freaking me out a little bit because type 2 diabetes and stuff runs in my family.
Same.
Same. Yay. Oh,
I don't know what I weigh, and I don't care.
Oh, that's fine. Right on. No, I'm just going off what the last doctor's visit, which was in February, said, and I know I put on weight since then. So it's but I don't have a scale in the house because I'll just get depressed.
We've got one, but it's standing in the bathroom, all dusty and stuff.
That's fine. That is a valid life choice as far as I'm concerned.
It can stay out there and be dusty and alone. I don't need it.
I will say though, like, it's weird. I'm getting weird stuff happening. Like my hips hurt, and one of my knee that's always been a bit wonky hurts a lot right now. So I did yoga yesterday morning, and that seemed to help a lot. I think I'm just being too stationary. I'm sitting a lot, way more than normal, and all of that. You know, I mean, even at the office, I get up about once an hour or once every 2 hours to get coffee or go to the copy machine or something. And so just being at home, I've been way too stationary. You
know what's happening with me? Instead of walking, I'm sitting around the computer, and I sit on my feet a lot. So now I'm getting calluses on the tops of my feet.
Oh my goodness! Yes. No. Yeah. I think that's where my knee pain is coming from. It's because I tend to sit pretzel style, right? I sit with my legs crossed up on the couch or whatever, and I've sat like that my whole life. I'm comfortable that way, and then I'll go to straighten my legs out, and my knees are like, "Fuck you!"
I get the same thing. I'm trying to straighten. It's like ah.
Yeah,
I can't even sit like that.
Oh, it's just habit, and I shouldn't. It's not good for my lower back. It's not good for my knees.
I tend to sit a lot like this, and that's not good.
Oh, sitting forward too far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sitting like this with an iPad.
Ah, slumpy. Yeah.
But I've been sitting on one or both feet, so I've been using my feet as a cushion.
Yes. I love the callus thing, though. That makes so much. I mean, that could totally happen.
Doesn't it fall asleep?
I'd show you, but it's like one of those, like, ew, no, make it go away.
Not necessary. I'm cool with it. I can suggest a remedy: lotion and socks. Just lotion up your feet really well. Put on socks. Leave it alone. It should hopefully go away.
It's too hot for socks.
I know. Dude, I live in Memphis. I'm sweating right now, and I'm under the air conditioning vent in my air conditioned apartment.
We finally got some warmer weather, and then today it just turned out autumny.
Oh. Well, we had a huge storm this morning, and then just this blanket of thick, humidity, and it's just
big old blanket are gross.
I saw that Strickling was having tornado warning.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed that. 'Cause like I said, we're like more or less from the same neighborhood, basically. It's like, what did I miss? I think most of it was for Philadelphia, though, so it's a little bit south of us.
Yikes.
Moo?
Oh. Hey. I have things to say, but I can't form words yet. You'll get there. It'll happen.
She is very good at letting me know what she's trying to tell me, though.
Oh, that's awesome.
When I ask her something, she goes,
"Oh
yeah."
There was no more snacks.
You want more snacks? Are you gonna play with the little bit that you made goopy?
Ew. Yum
course.
yum.
You like more snacks?
I tell my siblings this is why I didn't have any of my own. I took care of all of yours for years.
Yes.
I'd changed my share of diapers by the time I was 12.
I mean, at that point, they seem almost like smaller siblings than they do nieces and nephews.
Actually, it's funny that you say that. My eldest nephew, we have less of an age difference than my eldest brother and I. So yeah, absolutely. He always felt like a little brother to me more than a nephew. I can't help but make the big face when she makes a big noise. I just want to right on. Okay, what are we talking about?
Space.
I can't be tired.
Oh, anybody else dealing with a curfew?
Yes.
Yeah, we have one too.
We've had protests around here lately, and the curfew's been set at 8 o'clock because of the protest.
Yeah, ours is 10, which is good. There have been protests almost every night, and except for one night, and I don't even know. Honestly, it's hard to find good information on this, and I wasn't there, unfortunately, because I didn't know what was happening. But the only one that's been like non-peaceful or weird, what happened last Saturday, and apparently protesters or so some folks said tried to vandalize a couple of police cars, and then someone said that 3 shots were fired from the protesters near the police, but then protesters are saying that didn't happen. But that's when our mayor came down with the curfew thing, and he's just been extending it day by day. So I never know from one day to the next whether we're still under a curfew or not, because they'll say it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's very tense, and everybody's walking around like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, and it's just ugh. But yeah, the protest Sunday night went beautifully. Everybody walked from and again, I was not there, I read about it. They walked from a historically black church downtown all the way to 201 Poplar, which is where the courthouse and the jail is downtown, and it went really well. There weren't any clashes or anything, and that's all I know. It's hard to get solid information.
All I know is our downtown area had some cop cars lit on fire, and that was a fun time.
Ooh.
I mean, we're like 15 to 30 minutes away from there.
Yeah.
Like it was in my backyard. But...
Well, I felt guilty.
Terrifying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Should be alright.
I felt guilty because we'd been having protests all last week, and I happened to be very depressed last week and kind of had my head up my own ass and didn't know that any of it was going on, or I hope I would have gone. I'm still really nervous. The whole being in a crowd thing with the pandemic terrifies me, so
Me too.
I can't say honestly that I would have gone. I can only say I hope I would have. But I didn't learn about them until after the fact. So
if I didn't have her, I definitely would be protesting.
And she's a good reason.
I'm worried about getting arrested.
Yeah.
I'm worried about bringing home some kind of disease.
Yeah, this virus is not kind to tiny babiys. You take care of her.
She's not had even like a real fever yet in her little life so far, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
I think the highest her fever has ever gotten was like 99.8, and that is like barely a fever.
Yeah. That's her immune system found something and then was like, okay, we're cool now.
It was like, no.
Oh. Yeah, so the first time we've been out since all of this new stuff, because I mean, it's not new, it's been going on for ages, but the new outrages and George Floyd's murder and all of that came out and happened was yesterday. We had to go to the grocery store, and things were tense. Like, people were being super nice, like everybody, black, white, didn't freaking matter who you were, everybody was being super nice, but also like extra, it's like we were all walking on eggshells, and that was
how it is right now.
Yeah, and then so because we needed a hardcore civil unrest in the midst of a pandemic. It's awesome. Right? Yeah.
I was at a demonstration once where all the rule of law and order broke down at the end, and my friend and I ended up fleeing and jumping into a stranger's car in order to escape the situation.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm assuming they just took you?
Yeah, they didn't know in the beginning whether or not we might have been like undercover federal agents or something, so they weren't very amenable to like sharing their names or who they were.
Sure.
But my friend at one point mentioned something about it. Didn't I see you at a museum in New York where a Cuban artists were being, and it was like, yeah, I was there, and that broke the ice. So then they knew that we weren't, undercover, But yeah, that was no, it was exciting. Upon leaving, you know those A-frames that hold up police barricades?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I saw one of those sailing across the Volkswagen that we escaped in, like a frisbee.
Ooh,
And I was like,
okay.
are we going to get out of here alive? Are they going to flip this car over and set it on fire?
Yeah, because actually, that's quite
And that's
plausible.
why I'm glad I don't live in a big city. No.
Yeah, I'm definitely well, at least in terms of southern cities, I'm definitely a big city girl. I love Memphis. The cost of living is really cheap, and there are so many awesome things about this city.
I would sooner get my. Can I say something raunchy on here?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'd sooner get my dick trapped in a vice than go into a big city protest.
That is fair. You actually sound like my best friend. She lives way out in the country. She lives, oh gosh, way far from where I do. It's a good drive to go visit. But she's the same way. Like she can't. She dug the city when we were in our 20s, and then after that, she was like, I'm finished. I like to garden, and I like to have land around me, and I like to be far away from my neighbors, which I respect.
Kitty. Ghetto.
I guess it's because I've kind of grown up in a small town for most of my life, and I'm used to growing up in small places, so I don't like big cities because they kind of make me nervous.
No, I understand
especially when a riot can be incited in like the drop of a hat nowadays.
I was surprised how quick the one that I was in escalated. It wasn't a riot, but it was close to it.
Yeah, those things can escalate quickly, especially when people get into a mob mentality, or when they're being treated unfairly. Like rightfully so. Like, when some of the videos I've seen, and I know you guys have probably seen them too, are just so horrible. I don't know. I hope I wouldn't react violently. I've been very committed.
I mean, never mind the fact that we saw a CNN reporter get arrested and not even get read his rights.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
They can't do that.
No, it's unconstitutional. Where are we? I look around. I don't recognize our country. Oh, sorry, sweetie.
She can't hear you guys. I have my headset on.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, cool. I was worried that I'd gotten so strident that it created a reaction.
It's like they didn't read them their Miranda rights. They didn't, and they wouldn't even answer. Where are we being detained at, or are you detaining us?
Yeah.
They just basically put them in cuffs and the cameraman got his camera basically taken off into some lands unknown and set down in an odd orientation so that they couldn't see any more of the police.
Of course.
In other words,
yeah,
violation of freedom of speech and unconstitutional imprisonment.
Yep.
Am I the only
you
one that's
can't
just
arrest someone without reading them their Miranda rights.
True. Am I the only one that's just a lot uncomfortable with the fact that the police are wearing black stripes over their badge numbers?
Yes. No, you're not. You're not the only one. I'm right there with you, and that is illegal in most states.
If they want to show support to the cause or want to show that they're in mourning in some way, sure, have a black line literally anywhere else. Not there. That's vital information.
It is, and it's cowardly, and it's ridiculous, and it's like, hey, if you're doing your job the way you're supposed to be doing it, you don't need to hide your badge number and your name.
I also definitely think if we didn't have a reason before, we definitely have a reason now to petition for body cams to be on from the minute they clock in to the minute they clock out.
Yeah, for sure.
Like whenever you arrest someone, you are required by constitutional law to say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and may be used against you in a court of law, and you have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to you by the court. You have to say those things when you're making an arrest. If you do not say those things, you cannot arrest them.
Well, you can, but they'll get off because it's a Miranda violation. So they'll walk. So you can basically, it's a tactic, right? So they can detain you, but you're going to end up getting let go or getting set free. I mean, it just might be 18 hours later or something after whatever was going on that, say, a reporter, for example, was trying to cover is over. And that's where it gets really scary for me, is there's no freedom of the press in that scenario, and we absolutely have to have that in order to.
They've violated that without due process of law.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, one sec. You're going to get a lovely shot of my kitchen ceiling. I apologize.
A lovely kitchen ceiling. Look at that cabinet.
Besides, I'm thinking of heading off anyway. I'm getting kind of tired, so see you guys.
Oh, okay. Hey, it was lovely to talk to you.
Farewell.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, you're back.
And then there were 4.
And then there were 4. Yeah.
Technically still 5.
Oh, that's right.
I
Thanks.
suppose
I'm sorry. You can't hear me.
We're actually 6.
Oh yeah. You've got your kitty.
Husband.
Oh, your husband's
Yeah, him over,
here? Hey.
over Yander.
Yeah, and Shadow, Kitty, and
He's
I
always
got some
nearby.
dogs around.
Never far
Yeah.
away.
Hi,
Oh,
Shadow.
so cute.
My little buddy.
Yeah.
Do you love the kitty?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Love the kitty.
Do you know, for half a second, I wasn't sure if that was the baby or the cat. Like, just for a second. And then I was like, oh, no, it's too loud to be the cat. It's the baby.
I'm surprised you're not like all angry right now. Usually you run out of snacks and you start causing a ruckus. Or throwing stuff. You're just looking at the stuff somewhere else.
Well, that's good, right?
It's good, but I'm also terribly confused. It's not normal behavior. So I'm like, what's wrong? What?
Wait, do you feel okay? I'm worried now.
Yeah, it's like, I'm cautiously worried, but I also don't want to be like, what's wrong with you? Because it's not that. I love you. Have you settled down? You had some snacks? Yeah.
Yeah, I've only Shadow Kitty. You were talking about demonstrations back in the day and stuff. I've only been to. Gosh, is it just the one? It might be just the one. We did March for Our Lives a couple of years ago, and it was amazing, and it was beautiful, and it was all organized by high school students, which was also amazing. And it just, after it was all over, we were walking back to our car, and there were a couple of other like 30 and 40 something couples, all walking back in the same direction. And we all started talking about the fact that, like, all we did in high school was get stoned. Like, I never did anything for the greater good of our nation. Like, we were just so impressed with these young people and how they were acting. And there's a lot of that is happening all over the country again, where a lot of these current demonstrations are largely being, it's young people out there risking their health, risking arrests, risking their lives in some cases. And so they blow me away. It's hard to put into words.
I'm impressed too, because I watched a whole generation of people just get lulled into complacency. Yeah. And it's like, what's wrong with you guys? We had something to fight for. But it's nice to. I'm sorry to see that it has to get that way because everything had gotten so extreme. But it is refreshing to realize that there's a younger
generation that's not going to take any crap. Yeah, it's very nice. And your generation did. Okay, I'm assuming we're talking the 60s. Is that a rash assumption?
I'm a little past the 60s.
Okay, because I was like, you look younger than that. So
Vietnam was my tween years. That was when I was no longer a child, but not yet a teenager, and I was becoming quite aware of the situation in Vietnam. But I was too young to really do anything. You know, you're 13 years old, you can't go out to a demonstration.
No.
In the 1980s, I'd say that's where I started to become active. I was in my early 20s at that point, and a lot of that was anti-nuclear agendas and non-proliferation into anti-war stuff.
Well, you weren't total. I mean, you weren't totally unsuccessful. I mean, between Gorbachev and Reagan, we got rid of a lot of. Unless I'm mistaken, didn't we destroy a lot of our nukes during that time?
I think that was supposed to be a mutual thing, but then there was a build-up then again afterwards.
Oh,
but yeah,
right.
There was an agreement not to make any more. So, okay, you got what you have, we have what we have. And I think there was some dismantling of them. But to my knowledge, it's escalated again.
Great. That is, that's frustrating.
First time I marched on Washington was January of 1990. I think it's 91 or 90. It was right when we started to go bombing Baghdad.
Oh, thank you for that.
I went with an anti-war group, and we marched on Washington.
Yeah, the brother I'm not the one who doesn't believe we landed on the moon. The one I'm close with fought over there because he was in the army before we declared war, and thank you.
Yeah, we had a bunch of Mennonites behind us, and they said, "We've been fasting. We don't know if we're going to do the whole 2 miles." And we're like, "We'll carry you."
Yeah, awesome.
Carry you on our shoulders if we need to.
That is awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there were some feisty old broads.
Yeah, Mennonites kind of rough. I mean, they're young Earth creationists, so I've got an issue there. But I mean, that's an issue with their ideas. Like as people, they're kind of freaking cool. Like I don't know. I like that they're totally nonviolent and peaceful, and I admire that very much.
And then I also. Was it before or after? I think it was after that. I went down in support of NOW and NARAL and marched on Washington for women's reproductive rights.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
And there was a million
now
people
you're getting into my middle school and high school years, so that's why I wasn't with you.
There was a million people at that one, and a million people is a lot of people when you're marching. It's like, are we marching? We're marching. It's little tiny baby steps. It's hard to get a million people to accelerate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is great.
And then there's one other time. I think it was either 3 times or 4 times that I had marched on Washington. But yeah, there's been a few times that having had done that.
But how many times did the president hide in his fallout bunker?
We didn't have that pleasure. I would have loved to have seen that. Now, is he locking us out or is he locking himself in? Because it's looking more and more like those ICE detention centers. The chain link fence around it.
Well, when you need rubber bullets to clear a lawn in front of a church for a photo op with a Bible that you don't even hold the right way around.
That's what I was saying.
Locking himself in.
I mean, if you're gonna play Christian, at least hold the damn Bible right. Jeez.
Thank you. I mean, how hard is it?
I have never seen anybody hold the Bible that way. Ever.
Well, it's like he did. I was listening to the Scathing Atheist podcast, and they were like, Trump fails at holding a book. Like that one.
I don't know if you heard what my husband just said, but he said,
"Oh, I did not."
It's got Corona on it.
It's just unreal. This whole thing. The last couple of years have just been surreal and bizarre, and it just keeps getting more bizarre and worse. But I absolutely hate everything that's happened. I hate the pandemic. I hate the rise of anti-Semitism, the rise of racism. I hate the murders by cops. It's horrible. But I think we might actually be able to vote him out because of all of this stuff.
Yeah, but
Like, I think we have a better chance now than we did. Like December of last year, I was really worried that the evangelical Christians would get him a second term, and now I'm thinking,
there's still people I know in real life who are actually related
Pardon
to me.
me for one moment.
Anyway.
sure, yeah, me too, Kat. I'm not gonna name any names, but yeah.
Yeah, my only thing is that I can't in good faith vote for Biden either.
Well, I can because he's less evil than Trump.
I know, but how many more times are we going to have to go with the lesser of two evils?
Always. But it's like the trolley problem. Voting for the lesser of two evils, you're still doing less evil. So you do that. If that's the best you can do, you do that. Look, I'm not happy either, man. I wanted Warren so badly. But I'm going to vote for Biden. He's getting my vote. Now, I'm going to vote for Biden in a state that goes blood red every time in the Electoral College. So my vote has not counted ever. But
I voted third party last election, so I understand how you feel of just.
Yeah. I don't vote third party because why bother, frankly? I don't like that we only have a two-party system. But again, But also not casting any shade. Just saying how I feel about it.
Even if you were, I'm not the kind of person that's going to get mad about that.
Thank you.
Somebody was like, "You wasted your vote," and I'm like, "Yeah, probably." But it was my first year voting. What else was I going to do? It
was your first year?
Yeah. This next election will be my second.
Okay.
If me being old.
No, I get it. No, man, my first year voting, I got to vote for Clinton. Huh? I'm sorry?
I said, I get one fuck up. And it was
you do.
I voted
it was not the best year for everyone, but it's not your fault. Actually, there was a young man that was interviewed right after the 2016 election, and or right before, rather, when we were waiting for election results. And it was his first time voting as well. And he said that his entire life, it had either been a Bush or a Clinton in office. His entire life. And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, yep, that tracks, actually, math-wise. And so, and he just wanted someone different. And I was like, I see how that sounds reasonable to you, young man. However, I really wish I'd been there, like, before he went in to cast his ballot, just to say however.
You're wrong.
Yeah, however, do you really want this asshat from reality TV to be president who clearly hates women? Just saying, it's okay, you're young. I fucked up so much in my youth and in my 20s, it's not even funny. So, yeah. And then one of my siblings who's older than I am voted third party in 2016, which pissed me off at the time, but we got over it. We talked about it and we made up.
I voted third party in 1976. That was my first election.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see? Apparently it was going around. Actually, when I registered to vote, they brought the registration things to our school. And if you were 18 and a senior, you could, go ahead and fill it out and register, which was super convenient. And I wanted to register as an independent, and the only options were Democrat or Republican. And this was in 1996.
That's what they did to me.
Yeah.
They did the same thing to me.
Yeah. So, but the nice thing about it is I can vote in Democratic primaries. Not that it always matters, or not that it's not sometimes crushing. When I'm like, seriously, Bloomberg got more votes in my state than Warren did. I'm like, are you guys? She came in fourth in my state. It was Biden, Sanders, Bloomberg, Warren in Tennessee. for the Democratic primary. And I was like, are you guys really this scared of a woman who's got a really good platform? Have you listened to anything she said? I mean, so did Sanders.
Yeah.
But it just, man, it was so frustrating.
Yeah. Well, all of those people you listed are not the person that I tried to put up for the DNC this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, Biden got one in Tennessee in the Democratic primary.
I don't remember who won here, but it still wasn't who I voted for.
I was very annoyed by that, and I was really annoyed that because Bloomberg didn't have anything. I mean, unless I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, but like he basically came to the table with, I don't know, I'm a millionaire. I'm funding my own campaign. And that's pretty much all. I mean, I don't remember. Like, we watched all of the debates, and I don't remember anything that Bloomberg said. Like, none of it stuck. And so when people voted for him over Warren, I was just shocked. I was like, seriously? I live in a poor state. I'm like, you guys, you know, you're not all going to suddenly become millionaires one day, right? Is this what that is? Are you voting against your own best interests again? What's happening? I don't know.
Oh, you voting for him, hoping he's going to give you money?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of something that happens, but it usually happens among Republican voters, where you get poor working class people who think that someday, you know, they're gonna move up. And maybe they will. That'd be great. But they tend to vote for the people who oddly cut the rich the most tax breaks and don't care about them at all. It makes no sense. Shadow Kitty, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm so glazed over from. But I visited Memphis one time because you mentioned I live in a poor state, so you got me to thinking about my visit to Memphis.
Oh, yeah, sure. How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I've been through Tennessee, but I've never, stayed.
I respect that also.
Well, I mean, I have family in Kentucky whom I love.
Oh, me too.
Who I usually make a once-a-year trek to go see. Was going to do it this year, but then the world fucking ended.
Yeah. Yeah. We all had plans. And it's just weird now. Yeah.
Yeah, but
agreed.
she hasn't met them yet.
Oh, I know.
Last year when we seen them was like a little under a month before she was born. I was like stupid pregnant. I was so pregnant. We went to the beach. All of us. We got wasn't a hotel. It was a condo.
Mm-hmm.
And we were at the beach. So I was literally a beached whale.
Oh.
And it was great because we were sitting on the beach. It was me and I call her my mom, but she's my friend's mom, but she's adopted me. So we were sitting on the beach because I was pregnant and I was like, I'm tired. Everything I do makes me tired. And everybody else is like running and playing and swimming. And I'm like, I'm going to sit my happy ass right here. And she sat beside me. And then we were not anticipating the tide to come all of a sudden where we were sitting.
Oh, no.
The tide was really far out. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, here I am. So
and suddenly you had to get your very pregnant.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't move.
No.
The water moved me. I was facing into the ocean, and when I caught myself and could sit back up, I was facing this way.
Oh, okay.
It literally rolled me up the beach.
Wow. So glad you were all right.
Oh yeah, we were fine. So somebody had a fun time.
Ooh,
yeah. Well, she was already in water.
Yeah.
And then there was just water on the outside of the outside. So
she was very kicky after that.
I would bet.
Hello. Hi, Mom. I'm here now. Hi.
I'm so awake. What just happened? No, the reason I was after you, Shadow Kitty, is because you've done more voting than I have. So
And they never win.
Yeah, we never win. I know.
Obama
so
was the only
frustrating.
president I voted for that actually won.
Yeah. Well, I got to vote for. I voted for Clinton in his second term, and he got reelected. So, not the best thing I know, but but yeah. Then, and I voted for Obama, but my state went to the other side because it always does. So my vote didn't count, but it felt good. It felt good to have voted for somebody who actually won. That felt good.
I mean, all this talking about voting makes me pissed off about the fact that electoral colleges exist.
Right?
Either the people vote and you get what they vote for,
Mm-hmm.
or you don't. You don't get both.
Thank you. And then in that case, protest votes would actually count more. But it's so outdated and outmoded, and it's so stupid.
Yeah. Poor Linda.
I mean,
listening to us talk about our politics.
Yeah, sorry, Linda. We can stop talking American politics now. It's horrible.
She's sitting over there like, that sounds like a garbage fire. Glad I don't live
Yeah, it was a little bit. I'm sorry.
Just makes me happy. I'm all the way over here in Denmark.
Yeah, in a sensible country.
Yeah.
Oh, Junk Shop and I had a serious conversation about immigrating somewhere else, and then we decided that we would stay. We decided we were going to stay and try and make things better, if at all possible. Plus, my parents are very elderly, and my mom has dementia, and my dad needs help, so can't. I don't want to. It basically, if we were going to leave, I'd have to wait until they died, and that's just creepy. I can't.
And where, may
that.
I ask, would you go if that was an option? If you could leave and become an expat, where would you?
What I would try to do, and actually, it would either be Canada or the UK, because if I at one point, this may or may no longer be true, but at one point when I was a professor, they really needed teachers in Scotland because they were losing all of their young people were going to London and other major cities in other parts of the UK to work, and they had a dearth of teachers, and so you could actually like immigrate there and get like a teaching or get a worker's visa, and then start the whole immigration process from there. So I did think about that, but Junk Shop would hate it because they hate the cold, and it's really freaking cold there. Actually, though, they loved it when we were there for a week. It was just really cold. But yeah, so we were thinking Canada or the UK, but the UK is kind of as well. It's not as messed up as we are, but it's along similar lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably. Chill out for a second. This is probably gonna sound really weird, Julie, but the more I learn about you and Junk Shop, the more I feel like I'm you guys' weird love child that you didn't know you had.
Aww, that's very sweet. Thank you.
Because me and you similar, and we act similar, and me and Junk Shop hate cold. Oh goodness.
Yes.
Daddy.
Awesome. Now, hey, we have several adopted nieces and nephews. You're more than welcome. There can always be more. It's fine.
So I have actually got some TMI questions.
Oh yes, please. Hey, Linda, it's your stream.
Yay! Okay.
We'll be right back. We have to change a baby.
Okay.
She's very gooey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your biggest turnoff in a person?
Bigotry.
Arrogance.
Stupidity?
Fair. That's why I had to pause for a second, because I was struggling between stupidity and bigotry, and I'm like, I could handle slightly dumb but nice, as opposed to really smart and hateful. But yeah, I like the smart ones as well. And also what you said about arrogance, that's a good one too.
You can be smart without being arrogant, and you
Yes,
can be
you can.
arrogant without being smart, and that's either way.
That's the worst
Either way, I
combination.
don't like it.
No, I don't like it. No. And you can also be, you can be incredibly talented and not be arrogant. It's fine.
Jones's arrogance.
Oh, hi, Joan.
Yeah, the chat can answer as well if they want to.
Yeah, sorry, I can't see. I can't see the chat because I'm on my phone.
Neither can I.
I got it over here.
Okay, cool. You go on. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Okay, question number 2. Are you like your zodiac sign suggests that you should be?
Yeah, and I hate it. Okay, we all know about like Barnum statements and stuff. So I'm Capricorn born. I was born Capricorn on the cusp of Aquarius, right? So January. Never mind. Anyway, you can look that up. I have the same birthday as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is kind of cool. But it's so yeah, I tend to be there's a few things I'm super stodgy about, and then a lot of things where I'm very open-minded, almost to a fault. Like got me in some trouble when I was younger and not as skeptical. But I'm always up for trying new things. I love new experiences. I love meeting new people. But then I also get, I can only take so much of that, and then I'm like, I need to be back in what I know and where I know, and basically grounded in my home. So yeah, it's freakishly accurate in the personality type thing. Now in the daily horoscopes, those are never right. Yeah, for me, I haven't had one be right ever. So. It's nice.
I have an interesting story. At the time that I was born, there was another baby who their family lived 2-3 miles from where I was. And they had a child born in the same wing of the same hospital. At the same time, everything, as far as an astrological chart would be, they would be identical. I never met the individual. I was in the Middletown school system, and this person was in the Rumson school system, so we never met. But I always knew about this one kid, Tommy, that had the same exact birth time. Finally, a friend of mine who had gone to school with him, I said, "Do you know Tom? Blah blah blah." And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "We were born at the same time in the same hospital. According to astrology, we would have the same personality." And she just burst out laughing, and she said, "You guys have nothing at all in common. He's this big blonde jock, and you're a squirrely little guitar player. You have nothing in common whatsoever."
Awesome. Well, if it's any consolation, Shadow Kitty, when I was in high school, I would have preferred the scrawny guitar player for sure. But wow, that's great.
Thank you.
That is great.
Yeah, every once in a while, if I wasn't using the best integrity, my mother would say, "They gave me the wrong baby at the hospital."
Oh no.
That's so terrible. God.
I don't know what mine is, actually.
All right, well, I used to be super wooey. When's your birthday? I might know.
13th of December.
You can just say the month and the year.
December.
Or the month, actually, just the month.
December?
December. Okay, so you're... Okay, if it's in the first part of the month, I'm not sure when they switch, but it's very likely that you are a Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. High libido, gregarious, charming, love social events, can charm anybody. Those are the basic characteristics there.
Doesn't sound like
I'm a Sagittarius.
There you go.
And my wife is going, and you're not most of those things.
Right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's this is why star signs are bullshit.
Have you ever seen the amazing James Randi? Have you ever seen his astrological
No.
experiment?
No,
He
I'm
had a
sorry, I
group
have
of,
not seen that one.
Yes,
I just
college students, and he wanted to know all the details. So we're going to give you your own personalized chart, and it's going to be, he had to know like the time of day you were born, what time zone you were born in, and all this stuff, like absolutely perfect chart. And then they gave everybody their personalized chart. They said, on a scale of 1 to 5, how accurate would you say this is? And they were all like 4s or 5s. It says, okay, now take your personalized chart and pass it to the person behind you, and the person in the back hand it to the person in the front. He gave out of 12 or 16 people, whatever the test group was, everybody had the exact same thing, word for word. But they all said, oh yeah, this fits me to a T.
Yes, I think I might have been Penn and Teller on Penn and Teller's bullshit, but someone did that same experiment where they gave everyone a horoscope and they were all identical, and everyone was like, yeah, that's totally me, it's totally me. And one lady was like, no, this doesn't sound like me at all. And the funny thing was she was the only person whose birth date actually corresponded with that actual horoscope. But yeah, it was, that is amazing. I love that. Yeah, we hear what we want to hear,
Mm-hmm.
I've done like my Chinese zodiac, and it sounds like me to me, but I'm like, I know it's silly. Okay, that's great.
So, at what age did you realize Santa wasn't real?
Oh no, I remember the day. Sorry, Shadow Kitty, I talk a lot.
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please?
I said, at what age did you realize Santa was not real?
Oh.
I was either 4 or 5.
Oh.
I was either 4 or 5. I can't remember if I was in kindergarten yet or not. Hey, Santy! So it was either 4 years old and in preschool, or I was 5 years old and in kindergarten. But that Christmas, my mom always kept all of the presents in her closet, and she was in her bedroom with the bedroom door closed, and she was wrapping Christmas presents. And I needed something. I needed a snack or permission to do something or whatever. So I knocked on the door, and she opened it, and she kind of just barely opened it, and I asked her for whatever it was that I needed, but I also looked up and I saw in her closet at the top there was in a package a pink plastic vacuum cleaner, because there's some heavy gender socialization happening, right? And I got all excited because I was like, that has to be for me, because my siblings were all like teenagers. They were all older, so that was too young of a present for them. Well, we had this tradition in our family where on Christmas Eve we each got to open one gift, and some of the gifts were labeled like from mom and dad or from a sister or brother, and then some of them were labeled like from Santa. So I grabbed a box that was from Santa, and I opened it, and it was the pink plastic vacuum cleaner. And I told them that I hadn't actually, that I knew it wasn't from Santa because it had been in mom's closet for months, and I started to cry. And then my sister picked her nose and ate it to make me laugh. And that was that story.
That was when Julie realized Santa wasn't real.
Santa wasn't real, and my sister is hilarious. That's what I learned.
Your sister's no nose picker or something.
She's not normally. She's actually very neat and very baby. She's awesome. Oh, hey, baby.
Well, hi, Mr. Shadow Kitty and Catnip. Nice to meet you in stream. Well, she has to hear.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello.
When did you learn that Santa wasn't real?
Me?
Yeah, how old were you?
I was around, I want to say around 9.
Wow.
Yeah, they sneak in the.
Not real?
Yeah, because they kept the back in my country, they keep the thing going, like it's every adult teenager, and even the kids that know, they will keep the fantasy going. They won't ruin it for you. Like, like here I see a lot in the schools that there's always the little bully that goes and is like, Santa's not real, and it's like, okay, cool, like, but like it was nice when I was a kid. I get that it's like, not true and whatever, but it was nice when I was a kid. But when I was 9, over there you open the gifts at 12, like at midnight. Like you open all the gifts, and then so I was staying up because I was, like I was just like playing with the kid. I was supposed to be sleeping until midnight because like all the adults were drinking or whatever. And I woke up early and I saw them putting the gifts under the tree. And I was like, but instead of being like sad that Santa wasn't real, I was like, oh, look at them. They barely have any money and they're giving me gifts. That's awesome. And so I went back and when I came back alone, I was like, oh yeah, thank you, Santa. Because I was like,
so you kept it going for your parents?
Just for my parents, yeah, and for my little sisters. I have 2 little sisters.
Oh.
So, and my older brother, I don't think he believed anymore, but he was going for me, and then I was going for my parents for the little ones, and you should keep the fantasy going over there.
Yeah.
Like my daughter believes in Santa. Like I can't break it. Like I'm like everything about logic and sanity, and I'm trying to keep everything. Like this is true and this is a lie. But you see her when she opens the gifts and she thinks Santa brought her, and it's like, oh, it's magic, and it's like, you'll grow out of it. It's
Yeah.
You'll grow boobs. You'll meet boys, and you'll forget about Santa. So let me have Santa for a couple years.
I think
I was 8 or 9. I wanted to keep the fantasy going. I kind of knew, but I wanted to keep the fantasy going.
That's what it is, because it's not like when you find out like Jesus isn't real. It's like there's no bad consequences.
No,
and it actually explains why like the poor kid didn't get anything.
Yeah, and it's a good precursor, I think, because I know a lot of atheists use it. I've heard other atheists use it as an analogy. Like it's Santa Claus and God, or Santa Claus and Jesus, or Santa Claus and Odin, or whatever. And so it's a good precursor to understanding that it's okay to believe in fairy tales and myths and legends when you're a kid, but at some point you got to grow up.
Yeah, like I met the first atheist I met, and this was prior me becoming a full atheist, right? I even forgot his name. It was like Adam or something like that, or Adam. Like he was a college professor, right? And then he told me he found out very young, like around 12 or 10 or something like that. That was very young for him. And he went and he found out that Santa wasn't real, and he was in a road trip with his parents, right? And so he just went down the list. So what about like the Easter Bunny? And then they were like, no, he's not real either. And then like the fairy, and then but he ended up in Jesus. And then like he kind of like trapped his parents on that car, and they had like a very awkward conversation, and they kept on being Christians, but that's when his atheism started. He was, and I was like, and at that moment didn't hit me, but later on I was like, oh, like, he broke very early.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
No offense if anybody believes in anything, but
I think we're all good.
Like babies are no atheists, so.
Oh, I know.
How what?
She's just adorable.
She's just adorable. But...
She is whatever she decides to be. So right now she's
That was awesome.
She gets to be whatever she wants to be.
Drinking.
I don't know. One man. I've got one.
It's Dr. Pepper.
Oh. Are you not
liquor for the weekends?
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
Hey, Linda, do we?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandy.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Linda if there was another question. I was enjoying the questions.
Yes, I have. I have 30 questions in this book.
Yay! Okay,
I'll keep quiet.
Already. Oh, what was? Oh.
No, we all answered.
Did Mr. Shadow Kitty answer?
Mm-hmm.
I did, yes.
Okay.
I wasn't here to hear that question, so I'm gonna not answer it.
Actually, I don't think Linda's answered it yet.
So
Yeah, Catnip did answer, and Linda
My
did
God,
answer.
kid.
Because I was talking too much. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I talk too much too.
Can't remember at what age, but probably the same age as you guys. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah. Kat, the question was, at what age did you stop believing in Santa Claus?
What age did I stop believing in Santa Claus? When I was like 8 and my mom told me and I was pissed at her for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
I
no.
think I was 8. 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I was like, how could you? I wasn't mad that Santa didn't exist. Hey, I was mad that she lied to me. Like, wait a freaking second here. I can't lie to you, but this is okay? I'm angry.
Yeah, that was the tack my sister took. She always swore she would never do Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny with her children because she was pissed off about being lied to.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but...
I think it's relatively harmless. I don't know. I'm not a mom. You do what's best for you.
It's got to be whatever we agree on him over.
Exactly. Yeah. What's best for you all?
That
your
thing
family.
over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that husband guy somewhere.
Yeah, that dude.
That way.
That's his face. Sorry.
Okay.
It is. It's a you. Well, Daddy, Cassie's way over there now. Do you see where it is? Over there.
I'm sitting. I'm doing it again.
What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
I don't know. I keep leaning forward. I don't know why.
You're rocking the chair. She's rocking the chair.
I can't rock that
I'm
much.
currently eating Crisco sauce in my desk right now.
All right, next question.
Next question is, what is the best compliment you have ever received?
Oh, no.
Who's going first? Okay, I can answer that. You smile. When you smile with your eyes.
Oh,
that's adorable.
Nice. That is so good. No, that's good.
That's what Morton said.
I'm gonna write that down. Oh,
I would love that. Yeah. That's making me smile with my eyes right now. That's fantastic.
That's adorable. I would have kept them too.
Right?
I'm glad we agree on that.
We love you, Morton.
Oh, he's about to start
Yeah,
work.
he's in the chat. He's in the chat.
2 minutes to work time.
My best compliment is not a good color for me or for women in general, but it really was the best one. I hate this so much. Oh my God, I hate this. Okay. This should not be it, by the way, but this is what instantly comes to my brain. Damn it. All right. So in grad school, I'd gained some weight in grad school and college, like you do. And so I went on Weight Watchers online. And at some point, which is a very healthy way to lose weight, I wasn't doing anything unhealthy. But I prefer to be known for like stuff that I know and things I can do as opposed to this. But one of my friends in the creative writing department said, I'm a little concerned. You look too skinny. And that was, fuck me. That was the best.
Compliment.
No one in my life. I mean, my pediatrician was like, you need to lose 20 pounds. So no one in my life had ever said I looked too skinny.
Morton missed what he said.
Yeah. He said you look too skinny. And that was the...
Oh, no. Me. My
no, your answer's so much better. Please. And also, men and women listening to this is stupid and superficial and it's bad. It's bad. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Mine was, when you smile with your eyes.
Which is
much
so
better.
So stinking cute.
Next. Oh.
Yeah, next person.
I would say the thing that's meant the most to me is when somebody has told me I'm kind.
Oh,
Well, you are.
Oh.
I've had people tell me that I'm talented. I've had people tell me that I'm smart, and I honestly don't believe the smart part myself. I just, well, it's nice of you to say that. But when people say, you know, you're really a very kind person, that means a lot to me because kindness is important to me.
Mm.
me too.
You are very
All right.
kind
Yes, you are.
for the
Santi.
interactions that we had. Oh, why me? She's right next to me.
What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
I started going to the goth club because I was like a little headbanger in high school, right? And like they danced like a complete different way, right? So, but there was Hispanics there too, you know, or like Hispanic descendants, which is where I met my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And with them, I took them to a Spanish club, right? Like where you dance Spanish, and I can salsa, I can cumbia, I can dance any Hispanic music, as well as most like American ones. I can twist, I can rock and roll, I can dance. Like it's part of my culture. And over there, and so they told me I was a sexy dancer, and I was like, I was never called a sexy anything before, so I was like, yay!
Right on.
You know, that would be like the best compliment.
Yeah, that is something that I mean, I don't want to overgeneralize, but growing up Catholic, you know, you grow up with a lot of Hispanic or Latin, you know, kids, and all of the boys could dance, and they weren't embarrassed about it, they weren't ashamed of it. Like the white boys would be like glued to the wall, like terrified to ask a girl to dance, and the Hispanic guys were like, want to dance? And I'm like, yeah, you'll make me look good, let's do that.
I can dance until my feet fall off. Like I work in construction, like putting floors on the floor and stuff like that, and like we put music in the back, and you will see me like dancing, like carrying tiles and shit. It's ridiculous.
Right on.
Like, I can, and I'll dance to anything. Like I love music. Yeah. So, but it's in, well, at least in Argentinian culture, when I was over there, it was, you know, dancing is everything. You dance in school to honor like history, and then you dance at home with your parents and stuff like that when they do like family reunions, and then you dance with your friends when you do little like just, you know, like little kid stuff. You know, and then if you don't dance, or if you can't dance, then people make fun of you. It's something that just everybody does. You know, it's like going to McDonald's here.
Yeah, it was like a generational thing. Like my parents can both dance like nobody's business, because they graduated high school in 1960, and it was just, you had to know how to dance. That they met at a USO dance, and my mom has actually won competitions for dance. And so, but like my generation, we didn't, not so much. it was pretty bad. Okay, somebody else. Cat.
Hold on.
Why? Why are you with the
Okay, Shadow Kitty, while we're waiting.
What? You want me to dance?
No, your best compliment. Best compliment you've received.
Oh, we went through me already.
It's kind.
Yeah, I'm
We're
the
missing
last one.
catnip.
Oh, kind. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. It's been a very long day for me. I apologize. Go ahead.
You don't look it at all.
Thank you. I have makeup on. Thank you.
For a second. I think my favorite compliment that I ever got, I was in like middle school, and I was told by somebody that they couldn't believe how wise I was. I was
that's nice.
wiser than my age, and most of the people that they knew.
That is very nice.
That is awesome.
Can I redeem myself from the incredibly shallow favorite compliment that bothers me as a feminist?
Oh no, because then I'll look shallow.
No, you will not. There's nothing wrong with being a sexy dancer. There's very much wrong with being a woman in my culture, hearing you're too thin and going, oh, thank you. There's a lot wrong with that.
Got a point.
It's messed up. So the other one that was fantastic was it was one of the first classes I ever taught, and a student gave me a card at the end of the year, and on the front it had a pig in a bathtub, and when you opened it, it said, "Not the usual hogwash. Thank you for a great class," and it meant a lot. So, yeah, I teared up and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, I'd much rather my best compliment be, "I was a good teacher." It's much better.
I have that. I've gotten that one as a teacher, and that has meant a lot to me.
Right?
It was a student that I've had earlier on who grew up to become good advanced musicians, and they said, "You had such an impact on me. I have to thank you so much," and that's meant a lot to me.
I had a kid who liked to write screenplays in a creative writing class, and I was noticing by the way something about the way he was writing his short stories. They were very episodic and had a lot of characters. And I asked him if he'd ever seen Shortcuts, and he said no. And I was like, just check it out. I'm not saying copy, what that director does, but just check it out. And then years later, I ran into him at a pharmacy, and he came up to me and he was like, "Did you teach a creative writing class a million years ago?" And I was like, "Yes." "Did you grow like a foot between then and now?" And he was like, "Yes." And he said, "Well, you told me to watch Shortcuts." And I said, "Yeah, I did." And did you like it? And he said, "Well, I'm shooting my first film this summer."
Nah.
So that was, that was huge.
That's
that was
so
like,
awesome.
okay. I mean, I had nothing to do with it being, that was all on him. He did that, but it was cool.
Next question?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Linda, you gotta take control. You gotta say, no next question. Next question.
Next question. Moving on.
Moving on, yeah.
Moving on.
Or I'll babble on
We
forever.
gotta get the shots out if we're gonna be moving on.
Get a whip.
Yeah.
Get a whip.
Have you ever dated someone you met online? I'm married to him.
Well, with those lines.
That was my answer.
No, I have not. Just kind of missed the boat on when by the time I was dating, it was online dating was a thing, but it was also a very sketchy thing. So it wasn't something I was prepared to do. So no, I did not. But there's nothing wrong with it now.
I was married before dial-up was a thing.
There you go.
So no.
Fair.
No, now you and your wife need to get dating profiles and then just date each other again.
Oh.
That's what you should do, Mr. Shadow Kitty.
It's like the Pina Colada song. Do you remember the Pina Colada song?
If you like pina colada.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Trying not to get a copyright strike there, but yeah.
They met online, and then it was like they found out that they were the perfect match. Now, if that was me, it would be, what are you doing behind my back? Forget it. It's a deal breaker.
But no, I it's kind of weird. So he and I grew up like less than 2 miles from each other our entire lives.
Aww.
Until he was in high school, till we were both in high school. And we met kind of online through another friend. Because my friend was like, "Hey, I know it's a school night, but we're bored and also probably high. How about you Skype us?" And I was like, "Okay, that sounds like a terrible idea, but here I am." And there was this cute boy in the background playing video games.
Oh.
And now we're married in our own house,
Nice.
our own car, and our own baby. So,
And you made a wee girl,
Hmm.
which is amazing.
That was like half a decade ago. I
Yeah.
think, or longer.
It's much more normal now than it was when I was younger. In fact, I remember being really worried about my mother, my first mother-in-law from my first marriage, because she met her husband online, and then they realized that they weren't that far geographically from each other at all, like literally like a half-hour drive, and so they started dating in person, and the rest is history. They're still together. So It's great. It's been really great for them. But that we were like, my husband at the time and I were both like, she met him online. This could be really sketchy and weird, And we were nervous, but yeah, it all turned out great.
Well, I technically met my wife online.
Oh, nice.
Because we met up. I met her at a meetup in meetup.com. Used to be a website, or it's a website where you if you like board games, you go there and you're like chess players, and then you get together in a Starbucks and you'll play chess. And I got in one of those for paganism or Wicca, and then she was there, and I didn't see her on the website because I didn't check the people that went. But apparently, she told me afterwards that she checked me out on the website.
Nice.
She had her eye on me already. So
absolutely. Oh yeah, we hunt.
12 years later, she's over there making coffee. So technically, yeah.
Lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Next question.
My lifetime.
Next question.
Now we are in the relationship category. How many have you had? One, and I'm still in it.
I was gonna say, define what you mean by have.
A defined relationship.
Romantic?
Okay, so we're not talking one night stands.
No.
Okay, good. Well, that actually makes sense. I'm sorry. That's inherent in relationship. Okay. Hang on, guys. I have to do math.
Serious relationships. so serious relationships?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in two cohabitable relationships prior to meeting my wife. Each one lasted about 2 years.
Oh, that is, yep, my answer is 6. And for anybody who's watching, I'm just going to say Junk Shop Library goes live in 3 minutes.
Wow.
Oh no.
Do we have to, what does that mean, Linda? Are you producing tonight? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. No, you're not. You're off the hook. We're doing your show. I'm going to get away from their microphone so that...
That was all.
That was all you meant? Oh, I'm so sorry, Linda. That was all they meant was just, hey, could you take this upstairs because I'm about to go live. That was all that meant. We're good.
Okay.
Yay. Which I can absolutely do. I can speak sometimes.
So Julie's answer was 6.
6. Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Shadow
Kitty answered 2.
2.
I answered 1 and I'm still in it.
Oh, wow.
Same. He's back there.
Yeah.
Wow. Now I feel like it's a lot. 5. 2 years, and then she's the longest relationship. Right.
I'm not gonna elaborate.
Nah.
Those are serious relationships. So,
Yeah, I've been in other relationships where we were dating, but it was I was in middle school. Those stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
anything.
my criteria for me was, did I have an emotional stake? So, there's one high school relationship in that number, and then there's
high school can be serious.
Other stuff.
Middle school, I don't think can.
Fair.
That's why I made sure to specify middle school and not high school.
And that's why I didn't include the first boy that I had puppy love for, because it was very, we were children. It was very much very innocent, very children-y. And very sweet. We're still friends.
If we're talking about every crush I've ever had, dude, we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, we love each other very much. We're just friends, have been since as long as we can remember, because our moms are best friends. So we were put together as babies.
Sorry.
And don't remember meeting. So yeah. But,
well, I think I could change my number to 3, because there was a third girlfriend. There was a girlfriend that I had before I moved out on my own, but we never lived together. But we were boyfriend and girlfriend for I think 53 weeks. She moved to Texas just after a year.
There you go.
But she was an actual girlfriend, so I was just counting the women that I lived with.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
And another one.
I'm a firm believer in test driving things before you buy them.
Yeah, I am too, except for the fact I didn't get to do that.
Well, honestly, it's not. It's fine. You're fine. You probably just missed out on some disappointing experiences. Oh darn. It's okay.
I had experience.
All right, next question.
Yeah, nice question. Mention a movie that always makes you cry.
Oh.
A what?
Shoot.
A movie that always makes you cry.
Casablanca, but not the scene you'd think of.
Like the actual Casablanca, the white and black?
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn,
the classic.
I never even see that.
It's when they sing Le Masse. That gets me every time.
You're speaking Chinese to me. I know it's a movie.
I'm speaking French to you, actually. But it's the French national anthem.
I've never seen it.
Allons au de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé, and so on. That. Anyway, it's a moment when, because Casablanca was a French colony in Africa originally, and so everybody there speaks French, and everybody's trying to get away from the Nazis, and it's World War II, and it's all very intense, and there's this great love story, but that's the scene that always gets me, is just a small act of civil disobedience where they all sing the French national anthem with Nazis in the room.
Oh God.
And it's really cool.
Yes, I know.
I don't have one answer, because I literally, like, yesterday I cry when I look a little rough, right? But yesterday I cry in the Avatar episode when they show the kid of the ankle of Zuko, because he looks like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Avatar series, like
I'm not, but you're adorable. That's awesome.
He's like a great dad, and he loves his son, and it's like a cartoon, but it touches in I don't know, like Full Metal Alchemist. I cry every 3 episodes. Like if there's something sad, I cry on Supernatural.
I do too.
Yeah.
If we want to have a discussion about Full Metal Alchemist, specifically Brotherhood, dude, we can do that.
Yeah, it's like
I've watched it 3 times through, and I'm about to do it for a 4th time.
It's been a long time for me with Full Metal Alchemist.
I just watched it for the 3rd time because my son just turned 13 and he just watched it, and he watched original first, and then he watched Full Metal, and then I was like, if we're gonna talk about it, I had to rewatch them, and so I just rewatched them both, and I was crying every other episode. Like it's just it's too much. Like when in Supernatural when it's just I can go I'm getting tears just talking about it. So, but if I had to pick one movie, it will be The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh God! Oh, right?
Yeah, it's that whole movie is just it's tear after tear after tear. Like it's just there's no action or funny. There's not the pianist, or I can never pronounce that word.
Pianist, but I understand. Yeah, it's not like The Pianist. It's not almost any other World War II movie, and you're gonna cry about
that one. That one is and in Schindler's List, you have the moments where you're like, oh, he's so smart and all this stuff. But in that, but in The Boy with the Striped Pajamas, it's just it's just tragic all over. It's the innocence of these children, and so they died, and then you can see the hurt and the Jewish parent, and even in the Nazi bastard, and it's you lost it too, but that poor kid, that one makes me cry.
Yeah.
So,
was The Pianist? Was that the one where the woman got her finger severed and had a mechanical prosthetic finger?
Oh no, but that's a great movie. Holly Hunter and oh gosh, I forget the male lead, but I know which movie you're talking about.
I know I've seen The Pianist, but I think that was Poland.
Oh, that.
All right.
I think it's The Piano is the one you're thinking of.
You're right. That's it.
Yeah.
She wanted to have the piano sent to her, and it meant a lot. By the time she got it, she had a prosthetic finger.
Yeah, because the
Harvey
husband
Keitel.
that she was arranged to marry had cut off one of her fingers because she was screwing Harvey Keitel. That's why. Or her character.
And the pattern is a Holocaust movie, and he's like a famous piano player before the Holocaust, before the war, and then he survives pretty much the whole war, hiding, and then it's just like it's an insane movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really good. It's long. It's long. Like you have to dedicate an afternoon to it, like to watch it and then to recover from it.
Totally, yeah, right. But totally worth it. Yeah. But no, the piano is one of my favorite all time. Yeah, so that one always makes you cry. Shadow Kitty.
That's cute.
It's a great movie.
Actually, one movie that really gets me is Cinema Paradiso.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen it, but I know of it, and it's.
I've only seen it once or twice, but it had such an impact on me that if I just hear the theme music being played, I'm like, "Don't look at me."
Yeah, I just have allergies.
Who?
Oh, another movie that always makes me cry. Sorry, like to throw to is the Professional.
Oh, I love The Professional.
You know
when does it make you cry?
Huh? Which one? Like the last scene?
Like no, I mean at which part? Like at what point does it make you cry? I'm curious.
When he grabs his hand after, like, he's about to get away on the SWAT outfit, right? And the bad guy shoots him in the back, and he falls to the floor, and he grabs his hand, and he goes like, "This is from Matilda." And
for me, it's when she plants.
No.
For me, it's when she's planting his plant at her new school. That's when I lose it every time.
No, I lose it.
That's a great movie.
That scene when which is like he feels fulfilled, like, and it's like just like yeah. But again, like I said, I cried with the Avatar yesterday, so it's.
Man, I'm a premenopausal woman. I cry at everything. It's fun. I cry at commercials. Yeah, those old MasterCard commercials about like this thing, priceless. I'm like, I lose it on those. It's bad. Okay, next question.
No, Catnip didn't answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Catnip.
Like, I don't watch movies often. And
I thought you said
watched anything lately. But however, if we can pick like one episode from a TV show.
Yes. We should allow that.
It's Linda's call, but I vote we allow it.
Yeah, sure.
Conti, I think I think Julia will also get this reference. I don't remember what the name of the episode is, but it's from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Mm-hmm. It's a bad day for rain.
That's the name of the episode?
No. That's a line from the episode that makes me choke up every time I hear it, and I'm starting to choke up now.
Oh no, I don't want to think about it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I do not. I apparently have not gotten that far, but I'll check back in.
Mustang.
It's Mace Hughes's bad time. We'll leave it there.
Yeah. It's for Julie to remember. No, like see, I'm tearing up just thinking about it.
Right?
It's just so bad.
That scene. It's a bad day for rain.
It's a bad.
It's not raining. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that sounds like a rough line. I gotta say. Like a well-written rough line,
Yeah, that line hits like a train wreck.
Yeah, and there's just some like if not like Edward, like just like Edward want to play.
You get that out. You get rid of that. Like that doesn't make me so sad anymore as it does just aggravated.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. Like again, like it's good episode to cry on. Like it's huge.
My husband had the same response when I said it that I had when you said it.
All right. But Mr. Shawakiri, you answered, right? Yeah, Cinema Paradiso.
I answered, but also if we're going to include screenplays in that, my wife reminded me about there was a screenplay late 50s, early 60s. It starred Anthony Quinn. It was a Rod Serling thing, and it was Requiem for a Heavyweight. and it was about somebody who was Anthony Quinn was a boxer. He's an aging boxer that had been punched too many times, and he was going to retire, but his agent wanted to keep him in. So in the end, he had the indignity of, he was a pugilist and he was proud of it. And in the end, in order for his agent to make a buck off of him, he turned into a professional wrestling where he was supposedly looking like an Indian chief and like around the wrestling thing. So it's just the epitome of broken dreams. And
They're forever.
Right. No, that would get me too. I get it. Oh God.
A movie that is a train wreck and it's I just cry from beginning to end is and I can't pronounce another word that I can't pronounce. Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, Requiem for. See that one? It came out when I was in college, and all of my friends saw it. And one of my dear friends just described some of it to me, and I was like, nope. I just noped right out of that. I was like, nope, I'm gonna get depressed.
It is not for a sensitive stomach, and it's a very depressive movie. It's a very depressive movie. It's just like you take every substance to the worst possible end, and that's the movie.
Yep.
But yeah,
that is what I was told. So I was like, no, thank you.
Next question, if we may, Quinn.
Next question. I haven't answered actually.
Oh,
Linda.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I don't
Oh yeah, we've been skipping Linda.
Yeah.
be.
Answer, Linda.
Linda, you have to fight us. If
Ow.
Yes.
Just start yelling at us or start putting us all on mute. Put us back.
Yes, mute. Or get like a panic button that goes like wow.
Put us in timeout. It's fine.
Backstage.
Okay. Mine is the Green Mile.
Oh.
Especially John Coffey.
Oh.
Which scene in specific, Linda?
Huh?
You have a scene in specific. You have a scene in specific that makes you cry.
The black piano player in the South. The Green Mile.
I guess it's when he is walking down the Green Mile.
Oh, and he looks so scared.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Because he's just such a gentle, big guy.
Yeah.
And he's just scared.
I mean,
to
he's
die.
literally a force for good in the world, and they're killing him over a misunderstanding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible.
But it happened like a million times in real life too. So it's like, it makes it like that movie is just like, oof.
Yeah. Well, it's really good. It's one of the best Stephen King adaptations they've ever done. That and like maybe Shawshank. Really good. Shawshank Redemption.
Good movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It was really good. It's really good. Okay.
Should we have a little something? Some might think it's a bit gross. But what is the longest you have ever gone without a shower?
Oh, I don't want to answer this.
It's been about 2 months now.
I don't believe you. You're a married man.
Yeah, I don't either.
My socially acceptable answer or the truth?
I'll say the truth first, and then you can decide where you want to go. 6 days, I think. It's confusing sometimes when I'm bipolar, so it's confusing sometimes when I'm depressed. I don't always remember exactly, but since I remember when I have a schedule, when I have to be at work, and when then I do better. But since I've been furloughed for the last 2 months, things have gotten a little out of hand, and it was either 4 or 6 days.
Yeah, I think mine's up there with you.
Yeah, mine's a week.
Yeah.
Right in there somewhere. Maybe a couple days.
My serious answer is several weeks. My wife just reminded me of that too. our hot water heater gave up the ghost, and it was weeks before we could get a new hot water heater installed. So we had no hot water. So we had to heat water up on the stove and do like sponge bath type thing. So that was several weeks of no hot showers or no hot water in general.
That's still not precisely the same as not bathing. So you did well with what you had.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, armpits and butts. That was about it.
Yeah, tits, naughty bits. That's what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got to do it that way. Sorry.
That's a good rhyme.
My answer is 3 weeks, but was because it was when I was about 11, and we were fishing. We were on a fishing trip, and we used to fish with like throwing a net on the river, right? And then but we throw it in the middle of the river with iron rods, and then you had to swim there and get it out. So I don't know how you say when like the water gets higher, the tide came in, right? With a storm, and then we got stuck there for about 3 weeks until the tide went back down because we couldn't reach it. It was too far away.
No, that makes sense. So any water you had, you would have needed for drinking water.
Yes,
you wouldn't have used it for bathing.
You will still take a dip in the river, so you don't think. But like I was like about 3 weeks with not a real shower and not like real food either. We were eating like the fish and whatever we could find because my dad didn't want to leave the net.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
That's a good reason though.
Should we do one last question?
Next question.
And then head over to Junction?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a good one. Favorite quote?
This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Hamlet, Act 1. Yep.
Also,
it's tattooed on my fucking arm. Sorry.
Mine's actually from a song.
Ooh, what is it?
Don't worry, be happy.
Oh, excellent.
Mine's Spider-Man.
Oh, nice. What favorite quote though?
Yeah. Oh, the quote.
Yeah,
this also from Spider-Man. Like this too is from with great power comes great responsibility.
Great responsibility, yeah. Nice.
And then the second one is from Cloud Atlas, which is the weak are meat, the strong do eat. So they're a little contradicting, but those are like my two favorite quotes.
I like it. Not that you need my approval.
Next.
From the Beatles. The love you make is equal to the love you take.
Aw.
Yeah.
Nice one. Catnip. Oh, she doesn't have her headphones on. She might not know it's her turn.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Wait, no, yeah, headphones are coming.
Oh, she's getting it.
There she goes.
I can hear you guys.
Oh, cool. Favorite quote.
And angry.
Oh.
I have a lot of them, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to mark as my favorite.
I
love the baby's quote, by the way.
Yeah.
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 I'll be quoting her.
I'm mildly dissatisfied with the world right now. I feel you.
Doesn't even know that the world's on fire.
Yeah.
Give me a second to find it, because I don't want to paraphrase it.
Fair.
It's from my favorite video games. If that's not okay, let me know now.
No, that is okay.
Okay.
I think. I'm sorry. It's Linda's channel. I think favorite quotes are kind of. I mean, mine could have been something my dad said. As far as I'm like, I just happened to go to the Shakespeare place because, English teacher. But
you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get ready for bed tonight, and I'm going to why didn't I say this? Why didn't I'll get flooded with all these memorable quotes?
Right. No, I know that's gonna happen because I made myself promise that this will be the only quote I got tattooed on me. Otherwise, I would be covered in words. There'd be no end to it. So I was like, one quote and then pictures from there on out.
It's one of my favorites, and it's the only one that I can remember to be able to search right now. It's from my second favorite game. It's So What If It Seems Hopeless? If it were me, I still wouldn't give up. Embrace your dreams. It is actually what I... Hey! Mama's talking. It's said as my favorite character in that entire game dies.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
That is a good answer though. I love that.
IQ says absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Bruce Lee.
Oh nice. Oh nice.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to everyone for joining me. And everyone in the chat too.
Don't grab things.
And let's head over to Jump Shop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
It
Linda.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Sandy and Catnip.
Yes.
Nice to see you in
Always.
person.
Nice
Yeah.
to finally meet you both
Yeah,
again.
finally.
All right, bye, y'all.
Adorable.